The stadium roared as the striker cut inside. Taunts flew at Daiki, the colorblind defender who couldn't tell the kits apart. His world was gray, and everyone knew it.
Another match, another taunt. They think I am useless because I can't see colors. Maybe I should stop trying to see what they see.
Then something flickered. A thin, blazing red line from the striker's boot to the far corner. The only color in his world.
That line, it's the real danger. The other runners are just noise. I can read the only threat that matters.
He launched into a slide, leg outstretched. The ball hammered off his shin and spun away. The stadium choked into silence. Clubs had rejected him for years. A colorblind defender? They called it a disaster, waiting to happen. He'd heard every insult, but what they saw as weakness was a filter. His gray world stripped away the flashy decoys, leaving only the genuine threat. In the stands, Yui didn't miss a frame. Her tablet was full of data, but her eyes were fixed on Daiki. She saw a weapon no one else understood.
That block was incredible. You see something others don't. I want to sign you. A real chance to prove them all wrong.
You really believe I can defend with my eyes? All right, I'll take the chance.
Daiki arrived for his first training session. The whispers started before he'd even laced his boots. Everyone knew about the colorblind freak. A veteran defender shook his head. You can't track a striker if you can't even tell your own keeper apart. The squad laughed cruelly.
I don't need colors. The game is movement and threat. I see the only danger that matters, and I'll block it every time.
In practice, they threw every trick at him. Decoy runs, overlapping sprints, phantom overlaps. Daiki read the true line each time, sliding to intercept. Match day arrived. A packed stadium, a mid-table clash. The cameras lingered on the unknown defender, starting only his first professional game.
This is where they'll judge if I belong. But out here, the red line is my compass. I'll trust it like before.
73rd minute. Their star striker broke free, a blur of feints and stepovers. Daiki ignored the circus, tracking only the lethal red line, then hooked the ball clean. The stadium gasped, then erupted. A colorblind rookie had just pocketed a player worth millions. Even his teammates looked at him with something new.
They still don't understand what I see, but they finally see what I can do. That's enough for now.
I knew it. You are our wall, Daiki. No one can fake you out. From today, you are a permanent starter.
Week after week, strikers threw their entire arsenal at Daiki. Double feints, no-look passes, ghost runs, each attempt more desperate than the last. All failed. The sports media latched onto the phenomenon. Headlines screamed, "The unfoolable wall. Colorblind defender shuts down every ace." His face was everywhere. A rising star striker, famed for his illusionary dribbling, swore he'd humiliate the gray-eyed freak. He tried 5 different decoys in one move. Daiki didn't blink.
They think flashier means better. But all I see is the real danger, painted red. The rest is just smoke.
Reporters ambushed him after every match. How do you do it? What do you see? He gave them little, but the weight of his past was impossible to hide. One journalist asked about his years of rejection, how it felt to be told he'd never make it. Daiki's voice was steady, but the memory cut deep.
Every coach told me to give up. They said a colorblind kid could never track the play. I learned to see the game without color, and maybe that's what saves me.
He remembered the first day he realized something was wrong. A football at his feet, his mother pointing at a red jersey he couldn't name. The world was already gray.
As a kid, I thought I was broken. Now, that brokenness is my greatest weapon.
The legend grew, but so did the target on his back. Strikers were no longer trying to score. They were trying to prove his gift was a lie. The pressure was only beginning. Kazuya, the league's most deceptive striker, sat alone in the dark, a tablet glowing. He watched Daiki's every interception, the gray-eyed wall that never bit on a feint.
How? No one reads my feints. This colorblind reject sees through everything. It can't be real. It's a trick. He has to be cheating. He's a fraud. I'll expose him for the whole world to see.
At a packed press conference the next morning, Kazuya leaned into the mic, his voice dripping with challenge.
I've analyzed every highlight. Daiki's reads are too perfect. No one is that immune. I'll prove he's a fake when we step on the same pitch.
The declaration ignited the league. Fans flooded social media, demanding the showdown. Daiki remained silent. But before that match, Daiki faced another test, a cup tie against a renowned international striker. The cameras were waiting.
This striker's good, but his danger line is a beacon. I can see where the real threat will go.
Daiki read every disguise, shut down every channel. Post-match, reporters surrounded him, asking only one name, Kazuya.
Let him come. I don't need words. The pitch will answer for me.
Within a week, a private training match was arranged. No crowd, just cameras and a handful of officials. Kazuya versus Daiki, one-on-one. No hiding.
Finally. I'll break him piece by piece. Every fake, every move. I'll make his so-called sight worthless.
The red line is pulsing brighter than ever. His whole body is a threat. But the true danger is narrow. I just have to stay on it.
Kazuya unleashed his signature. 3 decoy runners that mirrored his movements. A phantom crowd of color, meant to blind any defender. To Daiki, they were gray ghosts.
Impossible. How are you still there? No one stays with the real run.
Daiki didn't answer. He simply pointed at his eyes, then at the ball. The message was deafening.
He's not cheating, he's just wrong. This freak is built wrong. I can't let this stand.
The session ended with Kazuya storming off, his pride in ruins. A new obsession was born, not just to beat Daiki, but to destroy whatever made him see.
That felt almost too easy. Other colorblind people don't report this. Why me? What makes my eyes different?
He spent nights scrolling medical forums, reaching out to specialists. Colorblind athletes existed, but none spoke of a luminous red line. The anomaly was his alone. The next morning, Daiki found Yui in her office. He didn't waste time with greetings.
Yui, I've searched everywhere. Other colorblind athletes don't see what I see. The red line isn't normal colorblindness. Something else is going on.
Then we dig deeper. There are old medical journals about chromatic suppression, the idea of inducing color blindness to sharpen focus. It was theoretical, but maybe.
Yui pulled up an archived research paper. The title made Daiki's blood run cold. Induced chromatic suppression for athletic enhancement, a hypothetical framework. The abstract mentioned a procedure that suppressed certain retinal cells, meant to eliminate visual noise and highlight movement. It was flagged as unethical and never approved.
Daiki, was your father involved in anything like this? Medical research, maybe? You should check your family records.
That afternoon, Daiki returned to his childhood home. The attic was dusty, untouched for years. He was looking for answers his father never gave. Buried under old equipment, he found a leather journal, his father's handwriting, pages filled with diagrams of eyes, and one repeated phrase, retinal chromatic suppression procedure. He opened to a page marked Project, Tyrol Research. His father had written, the procedure was successful. Subject D-01 shows full chromatic suppression. The red line is visible.
Subject D-01. That's me. My father did this to me.
Daiki called Yui immediately, his voice low and cracked. She listened without interruption, then said only one thing, send me the address.
The journal mentions a place, Chiral Research Institute. It's been shut down for years, but that's where this started. We need to see what's left.
Past midnight, they stood before the abandoned institute. A faded sign read, Tyrol Research. The gate was chained, but rusted. They slipped through.
This is where my father worked, where he decided to change me forever.
Yui found the main lab, Then a locked filing room. She pulled out a small multi-tool and worked the lock until it clicked. The drawers were stuffed with folders.
Here, Operation True Sight. This is the project file. Subject D-01. Daiki, that's your entire medical history.
Daiki skimmed the pages. Retinal suppression procedure, success rate, notes on his father's involvement. Then Yui pulled out another file. This one was labeled Subject K-02. Same procedure, but with a different adaptation protocol. A second child had been altered.
K-02. Another experiment. Someone else sees the red line.
The file didn't list a name, only a birth year and a note. Subject K-02, designated for advanced deceptive athletic conditioning. Daiki stared at the words, dread coiling, back at his childhood home. Alone, Daiki tore through his father's old study. Among forgotten papers, he found an envelope, his name written in shaky handwriting. The letter began, "My son, if you are reading this, I am gone, and you have learned the truth. I did this to you. I, your father, a defender broken by a deceptive striker, vowed my child would never be fooled. The Chiral Project promised to make you unfoolable. I agreed to the procedure when you were an infant. I have regretted it every day since. Forgive me, Daiki, your father, always."
He made me a weapon. My whole life was his revenge. Every block, every match, it was never mine.
A memory surfaced, his father avoiding his gaze during childhood matches, always looking away when Daiki struggled. The guilt had been there all along. Daiki slammed the letter onto the desk. The betrayal was complete. Every achievement, every blocked shot, was a script written by a dead man. He found himself before the family altar, his father's photo staring back, calm and unchanged. The incense had long gone cold.
You wanted me to be a wall. Well, I am M. But you never asked if I wanted to be built.
The photo gave no answer. Daiki was left with a gift he hadn't asked for, and a fury with nowhere to go. His path forward had never been less clear. Yui found him on a bench near the old canal, staring at nothing. She sat beside him without a word, waiting for the storm to break.
My father wrote me a letter. He stole my sight, turned me into a weapon because he couldn't let go of his own defeat. Everything I am is a lie.
Number, the lie was his. What you do on the pitch, that's yours. Your blocks, your decisions. You are not a puppet, Daiki. You are the one who chooses to stand.
Then I'll choose. I'll keep playing, not for his revenge, but to prove that this gift can be used for something better. To expose what they did.
That's the Daiki I know. We'll take down the whole Chiral Project together.
Late that night, a knock came at his apartment door. 3 sharp taps. Daiki wasn't expecting anyone. He opened the door to a man in a long coat, gray hair slicked back, glasses catching the hallway light. The smile was cold.
Daiki, I am Dr. Arata, director of the Chiral Research Legacy Program. You've been quite busy digging into things that don't concern you. If you continue, the consequences will be severe, not just for you, but for everyone you've involved. Yui is a talented manager. It would be a shame if something disrupted her career.
Arata left, but the weight of his words settled deep. Daiki locked the door and saw the tiny red light of a listening device under the lamp. The fight had come home. In the next match, Daiki's focus fractured. The red line flickered, and for the first time, he misread a run, letting a striker slip past to score. Whispers of weakness spread.
The wall is cracking. Finally, his eyes are failing. This is my moment to bury him in front of the world.
Arata has us cornered, but we can turn the league final into a stage. If we get proof, we broadcast the truth during the match. It's risky, but it's our only shot.
Daiki, I challenge you. 1 match, streamed to every screen. If I lose, I'll announce my retirement live. No hiding. Let's see who's really unfoolable.
Kazuya, your obsession is useful. I can give you an edge, a temporary enhancement. You'll see the red line, just like him. In return, you ensure Daiki never speaks.
I don't care how I beat him. Just make sure it works.
Daiki watched the challenge on a screen. Yui stood behind him. After a long silence, he nodded. This was the platform they needed.
I accept. Let the whole world watch. They'll see more than just a game. I promise you that.
Arata monitored the broadcast from his secure office, smiling. He had planted his own pieces on the board, certain that Daiki's exposure plan would fail. But in a secure safe house, Daiki and Yui were already assembling the evidence that would end the chiral project forever. The final stage was set. In the safe house, Yui's laptop screen glowed with decrypted files. Suddenly, she froze, her face draining of color.
Daiki. K, -02. I linked it to Kazuya's academy. The birth year matches. He's the second subject.
Kazuya, the deceptive striker. He has the same eyes. He just doesn't know it.
Daiki's hands tightened into fists. The revelation redefined everything. Kazuya wasn't just a rival. He was a victim of the same experiment.
We could tell him before the match. It might stop him from using whatever Arata gave him.
Number. He needs to see the red line for himself. That's the only way he'll truly understand what he is.
The plan was dangerous, using Kazuya's awakening as the trigger. But before they could refine it, Yui's phone buzzed with an urgent alert. Headlines flooded the screen. Star defender Daiki, accused of doping, immediate suspension. A fabricated scandal, complete with fake lab results.
Arata's moving fast. This is designed to pull you out of the match. We have to prove it's a lie before the committee tomorrow.
Daiki stared at the false accusation, the red line in his vision pulsing. The race against time had begun. At dawn, Yui had traced the fake lab results to a shell company controlled by Arata. The scandal was unraveling.
The truth is irrefutable. We're holding a press conference now. Arata's own fingerprints are on this frame job.
At the conference, Daiki presented the evidence. The media shifted from accusation to outrage as the truth spread.
I was targeted for knowing the truth about the chiral project. This doping lie was their last attempt to silence me.
Arata watched from his office, fury twisting his features. He sent a direct threat to Daiki's phone. The message read, "If you play tomorrow, Yui won't survive. This is your final warning."
Yui's life is at stake. If I back down, the project continues. If I play, she's in danger. There's no clean choice. I am playing. We'll execute the broadcast. You'll be in the secure booth. Nothing can touch you there.
That evening, Daiki visited his father's grave. He knelt in silence, then spoke to the stone.
I hated you for this gift. Tonight, I'll use it to save us both. Rest now.
The stadium shook as Daiki and Kazuya stepped onto the floodlit pitch. 100 million screens watched. This was the match that would define them.
Kazuya's eyes are different today. The red line pulses stronger around his movements. Did Arata's drug actually work?
Kazuya exploded forward with a cascade of feints. But Daiki saw something new. A glint in Kazuya's eyes, tracking the same invisible red thread.
He's seeing it. He doesn't realize it, but the red line is reflected in his pupils.
Daiki started baiting him, shifting the threat line subtly. Kazuya followed blindly, his body reading the danger his mind refused to acknowledge.
I was wrong about him. He's not just a rival. He's subject K-02, the other experiment.
In a lull between plays, Daiki closed the distance. The cameras zoomed in, but his focus was singular.
You see it too, don't you? The red line. They did this to us.
Kazuya froze. The ball rolled away, ignored. The stadium's roar dulled to a hum.
Red line. He sees the same thing I've been seeing since the drug. What does he mean? They did this to us.
Daiki pulled Kazuya close, voice urgent but low. The world watched in confusion as rivals huddled on the pitch.
We're both from the chiral project. I am D-01. You are K-02. Arata engineered us to be perfect rivals, deceiver and defender.
Engineered? The code on the files, it was me. The drug just woke up what they already put there.
Daiki held up a small lens, Yui's device that projected the red line onto the nearest screen.
See that line? It's what we see. You've been reading it your whole career without knowing. It's not just instinct.
I thought it was the drug, but I've seen it before, in flashes. They made us this way to fight each other.
Then let's end it. Fake a penalty. I'll let you score. While they watch, Yui will broadcast the project files to the world.
The game resumed with a deliberate foul. Daiki pointed to the spot. The world held its breath. In the broadcast booth, Yui's fingers flew over the keyboard. The stadium screens flickered, then flooded with chiral documents. Arata's face appeared on the giant screens, along with damning evidence. The crowd fell into stunned silence, then erupted in uproar. In the VIP box, Arata's smug expression shattered. Security guards turned toward him as the screens flashed his crimes. He bolted.
Foolish children. They think exposing me will end the project. I've built escape routes for decades.
Daiki and Kazuya, still in their kits, vaulted the barrier and sprinted into the stands. The crowd cleared a path, phones recording.
He won't get away. Not after what he did to us.
Kazuya, together. He's ours to confront.
They cornered Arata in a service tunnel. His escape route was blocked by a locked gate. He turned, breathing hard, glasses askew.
You don't understand. The project was necessary. A defense against deception. I gave you gifts no one else possesses.
You stole our childhoods. We're not your experiments. We're the proof that your program failed.
From now on, we choose our own path, and yours ends here.
Security flooded the tunnel. Arata was handcuffed, his protestations drowned by the roar of the crowd. The Chiral project was officially under siege. The match was abandoned amid the chaos. The scoreboard froze, and the crowd's roar shifted from outrage to a chant of two names, Daiki and Kazuya. Daiki and Kazuya walked off the pitch shoulder to shoulder, their rivalry buried under the weight of shared truth.
The Chiral project is finished. Every facility is being raided. We will ensure no child is ever used as an experiment again.
I was engineered to deceive, but from now on, I defend the truth. My gift will never be used to manipulate again.
All project files are now public. We're forming a foundation to support those affected by the chiral experiments.
Daiki and Kazuya raised their clasped hands high, a symbol of unity that transcended any match. News spread instantly. Chiral research dismantled. Arata awaiting trial, and two former subjects emerging as advocates.
We were made to be enemies, but today we stand together. The red line doesn't define us. We define what we see.
The world now knew true sight was not a disability, but a gift and a reminder that the greatest threat is deception.
We'll rebuild together.
Months later, Daiki and Kazuya shared a pitch as teammates, two defenders whose gray world glowed with a single, shared red line.
We see the same threat. Kazuya. They meant us to be enemies, but now we're an unbreakable wall.
From deceiver to defender. The red line isn't a weapon, it's a promise to protect.
Together, they shut down every attack, their movements in perfect sync. The True Sight duo became a legend. In the crowd, a colorblind boy watched, his gray world suddenly lit by heroes who looked like him.
Your eyes aren't broken. They see what matters. One day, you'll be the wall others can't fool.
The boy drew two defenders with silver eyes, blocking a red line. Underneath, he wrote, "The real threat is what you choose to see."
We'll never be just experiments again. We're proof that the greatest deception is believing you are alone.
My father's gift, reclaimed. I see not just threats, but a future worth defending.
And the world, once so colorless, had never looked brighter. At a ceremony months later, Daiki and Kazuya stood before thousands, their jerseys retired side by side, symbols of a battle one not on the pitch, but within.
This jersey represents more than a game. It's proof that what others call a weakness can become your sharpest blade.
And that the worst deception is the one you never saw coming, until you finally see the truth.
Daiki visited his father's grave one last time, leaving a single flower and a match ball. The red line in his vision pulsed softly, then faded into the gray.
We never spoke of this, but I know you were there in every block. I forgive you.
The foundation they built opened clinics worldwide, offering support to families affected by the Tyrell experiments, turning the program's curse into a cure. A young girl, her gray eyes glowing, held a football and watched a video of Daiki's famous block. She smiled, seeing the red line for the first time. Daiki and Kazuya stood on a hill overlooking the city, the sun setting in 1,000 colors they could not see. But a red line connected them, brighter than ever.
The real threat is what you choose to see, and we chose to see a future.
And as the last light faded, the world, to them, was perfect. Years passed. Daiki and Kazuya, now veterans, stood before a new generation of defenders, children who saw the world in gray, but whose eyes held the same red spark.
You were told your eyes are a flaw, but they are the truest compass in this game. Trust the red line. It will never lie.
I once believed deception was power, but the real strength is in seeing the truth and protecting it.
The two stood back to back on the pitch, an impenetrable wall that had once been enemies. Now, they were the foundation. The True Sight Foundation had grown beyond football, counseling families, funding research, and ensuring no child was ever treated as an experiment again. In a quiet room, a wall was covered with drawings from children around the world, all featuring two silver-eyed defenders and a blazing red line.
The project is now a movement. Daiki, Kazuya, you've given hope to everyone who ever felt broken.
We were just the beginning. The real victory is that no one else will have to fight alone.
A new generation rose, their gray eyes shining with the same red thread. A legacy of true sight, unbroken and unfoolable, and the world, once so colorless, had never looked brighter. Daiki and Kazuya walked through the empty stadium one last time, the floodlights casting long shadows on the grass.
9 years ago, I stood right here and thought my gray world was a curse. Now I know it was the clearest vision anyone could ask for.
You gave me my sight back when I was blind with rage. The red line connected us before we even knew.
On the sideline, a faded advertisement for the Tyrell project had been painted over with the Foundation's logo. True Sight, a red line through a gray eye.
All the pain, the lies, the experiments, they led to this. A simple truth on a wall.
The next morning, a child's letter arrived at the Foundation. It was from the boy who had drawn the two defenders. He was now a youth team player, his first match tomorrow.
He says he sees the red line now, and he's not afraid. He wants to thank you both.
Another one. The red line isn't just ours anymore, it's theirs too.
Daiki unfolded a worn piece of paper. The original drawing, framed now. He traced the crayon line with his finger, and it seemed to pulse.
We were meant to be enemies, but we became a wall, and now we're a doorway.
The Foundation office grew quiet as dusk fell. Daiki and Kazuya stood before the wall of drawings, the red lines glowing softly in the fading light.
We never imagined this, did we? That our curse would become a beacon for so many.
It was never a curse. It just took us a lifetime to see it.
They turned to leave, but Daiki paused at the door, glancing back at the original drawing, the one that started it all.
A child's hope made real. That's the real victory.
Outside, the city lights blinked on, gray as always. But the red line remained, a thread connecting past to future. And somewhere, in a small room, a new generation watched the video of the famous block, the moment a colorblind boy shut down every ace. The caption on the video read, "The unfoolable wall." But they knew the truth. It was never about being unfoolable. It was about seeing clearly. The real threat is what you choose to see. and they chose to see hope. And in a world that had once been colorless, the brightest light was the one they had never needed to see. The stadium gates closed for the last time that night. But inside, the red line still traced every blade of grass, a silent testament to what had been won.
I used to think color was the truth I was missing. Now I see the only truth is what lies beyond the surface.
We were built to deceive each other, but we built something real instead.
The Foundation's work would continue long after their boots were hung up. The real monument was in every child who would never fear their own eyes again. The original drawing still hung in the hall, the crayon red line now a national emblem of hope. In the end, the greatest trick was never the feint. It was turning a curse into a crown. Daiki and Kazuya stood together one last time, not as rivals, not as experiments, but as brothers in a gray world they had made brighter. The red line between them was now a thread that connected everything, past, present, and the future they had secured. It was never about being colorblind. It was about having the vision to see the one thing that mattered most, each other. And in a world that had once been colorless, that was enough.